This is a short description of homework set number 4 for ECE401 Senior Design 1. Now, as a reminder, if you go to Bison Academy, this is the semi-official website for the Electrical Computer Engineering Department at NDSU. Go into Senior Design 1, and you get this course, Design 1. We're now looking at homework set number 4, Simulation. So at this point, you should have your circuit designed on paper, and with that you've got calculations for the resistors, capacitors, and so on. Now we want to do homework set number 4, Simulation. Verify that your circuit works in CircuitLab. So on this homework, it's take your circuit, transfer it to CircuitLab, and then check your calculations. And there's a couple ways of doing that. So for example, if I want to verify that my transistors have 20 milliamps flowing through them, I've got a microprocessor, possibly that's turning it on and off. CircuitLab doesn't really simulate microprocessors, but what you can do is say this is a PIC, or Raspberry Pi Pico. It's either 0 volts or 3.3 volts. Apply 0 volts, make sure the transistor's off. Apply 3.3 volts, make sure it's saturated. So this is more DC analysis. If I run this, I'm going to look at, let's look at the voltage, and current. Do a DC analysis. What I'm looking for is to see is VC equal to 0.2 volts. It's actually 0.13 volts. Then make sure the transistor is saturated. Make sure the current is 20 milliamps. And I am currently at, right here, 73 milliamps, so the current is wrong. I need to adjust it to get it down to 23 milliamps, or 20 milliamps plus minus 5. That's your DC analysis. That's one way. Second type of analysis would be like on a 555 timer. I want to check to see are the frequencies correct. Trying to move the whole circuit. Never mind. Are the frequencies correct? So that's the transient simulation. When you go under Simulate, Time domain, let's pick your favorite signal. Let's look at V1, V2. I'll run it for a couple cycles. Like let's run it for 15 milliseconds. What I typically do if it runs for 15 milliseconds, make the step size 1,000 times smaller, 15 microseconds. What that does, that gives you 1,000 points on the plot. That one didn't work because I broke a wire when I moved it. Run it so you have 1,000 points on your plot. And here's what I'm looking for. I've got the charge, discharge, charge, discharge. I can look at the on time, the off time, and see if my calculations are correct. What's nice about CircuitLab is you can adjust the components. If the period's off, the current's off, just double click on a component. Try something like, does 3K make it work better? It's a lot easier changing it in CircuitLab than when you get to your PCB on your breadboard. Once you get your design working in CircuitLab, go into OneNote, update your OneNote document with the final schematics, and note, when you checked to see is your design working, what did you measure? The same things you're going to want to measure on your PCB. So likewise, note what voltages you need. Planning ahead, you're going to need test points at those points on your PCB. And that's homework set number 4 for ECE401 Design 1.